this is a French player. I don't even know what the fuck this letter is. What is this letter? I know that's an N. It looks like a C, an E, an O, and an E. Nceudcoulant. I'll just call him Nude. So we have Nude here. Apparently Junkrat, 2980. We'll just call it 3K. We'll round up. We'll say he's a diamond player. I mean, he's a diamond player. Yeah, let's see what he has.
Prepare for battle.
Preparing for battle.
Select your hero.
Yep, select it. Prepares vos
Yo.
Itakada.
Go left.
Hold on. Let me just check here.
Yo.
Okay, he does a double. You can do a triple there. And I guess we'll just play super picky. You don't really need to do this one. I guess you guys did the Reinhardt.
Push them inside.
Alright, so, already, target prioritization. I know there's a Pharah behind you. I know you're like, I want to kill her. If I kill her, I feel good about myself. The truth is, you kind of had their tanks pushed back, and you kind of should have just used all of your damage on the tanks. And that was the whole thing about using your one concussive mine to get the trap off. Like, I will say, yes, you definitely got the trap because of that. At the same time, that's usually not... I mean, it's a play. I don't know how, like... It's. I guess it's good to have in your skill set, but when I start thinking of things like how to climb better, you need to do things that have a higher chance of success more often. And the more consistent way to do that would be just to put as much damage as you can on the Reinhardt and his shield. While the trap play did work there, and it can work every now and then, I think if you just sat there and shot the Reinhardt shield like 2 or 3 more times with your concussive mine with 2 of them, it's possible the Reinhardt shield shatters and your team can at least win this fight over here. Because what happened right now is you kind of committed partially here, you turned around, you tried to deal with the Pharah, and you committed partially there, which you just half-assed 2 things instead of actually doing like one thing well. So at this point, like, just consider her dead. And fully commit on the tanks. Because if you fully commit on the tanks and your tanks kill their tanks, then you can regroup. Regroup over there. Is that guy yelling at him?
You come left. Come left.
I mean, not much you can do against her.
You shoot McCree high ground. He's alone. Can you kill him?
I mean, look how much resources have been spent on this Pharah that have not accomplished anything. And going on the right side of this, let's just go back a little bit. There's a McCree. There's a Pharah, and they have a Mercy. I would consider, if I was running into this right now, I would consider this flank theirs. And so you go up this way and you go that way. That's very dangerous. I would have done this way, essentially try to flank them, or at least try to get behind them. Because you already know both their DPS is over here and a support. So half of their team's over here. The other half of their team, it's going to be 2 tanks and a support. So even if you go over here and it doesn't look good, you have a chance to get away. And best case scenario, you can get around them and you have a chance to kill everyone. But you see how you just kind of try some trick shots here and then nothing happens. Yeah, if you just want to keep taking those shots, that's actually a good way, because it'll bounce down, in, and then over.
Guys, look at this tree.
Okay, so... Weird... It just follow my train of thought. Like, right here, you have a perfect shot on the shield, and you can actually, like, just shoot on the shield directly. You can bank it off of this wall to make it go in there, or if you get, like, a tighter angle here, you can bank it like this. You stay up here while you're putting pressure on them. They bapped alt, and you're just like, oh, fuck, now we gotta go down.
Guys, look at this tree.
We'll see how this plays out. Okay, very poorly.
My genius is
This entire
finally
left flank was
recognized.
open. The left flank was wide open, and we kind of identified that before. On the, we identified it on the right side. We saw essentially you can only put 100% of your power in one place. Anywhere else, you basically have to divide it up. So if they had 50% here on the right flank, and it was DPS heavy, and we know their tank lineup, so they got 50% over here, and one, they're not mobile, and tank heavy. Also, you had the high ground if you went left and just stayed up there and hit them from behind. There's a lot available to you. And that all came from identifying where they were strong at before you ever engaged the fight. Also, Phantom, thank you for the 4-month resub. Appreciate it.
Nice.
I would just kind of... So a lot of people that when they submit reviews, they're going to do something cool.
I can kill their team if you know what I mean.
Holy shit, don't ever take corners like that. Anyone, don't take corners where you don't look at the corner. Like, right here, if I at the top 500 level, like, this is when I would peek, I would shoot, and I would detonate a mine, and I'd already be going back around the corner if I didn't get
I can kill
anything.
their team if you know what I mean.
I think he was doing something else at the time, so it doesn't matter too much. Concussive mine out of there. Okay. That was a little dangerous. You waited a little bit too long. This is a tough...
Okay, there are 3 on me on spawn. Just live.
Oh, you're going for the Pharah kill.
They have no
I will just say this. I have a very difficult time tiring air targets. I think my depth perception is just completely off. And maybe other people's are as well. I think it's just harder to judge distance when they're in the air.
no heals.
Also about where you... Okay, he just died. Where you first ulted, the Pharah could definitely shoot straight down at you. I would at least go over here and then ult. You got some distance, though. Yeah, see, she had a clear angle on you where you're ulting from.
Nice.
Get her before she ran.
Alright, tanks coming point. I have no heals. Can you push
Okay.
them? There's Ari on point.
Okay.
Nice, good job, Kree.
I almost always trap right here. You have time, so you can throw a trap farther up, and then, after they destroy it or don't hit it, you can redeploy it.
Yeah, barrage.
I would say these plays, just don't go for the Pharah.
Yeah, maybe you can pocket Kree here.
Like, it's a waste of resources if they attack then. Alright, you already saw one Reinhardt, I think it was a Reinhardt, go to point. At this point, one of their primary shields, which doesn't matter, it kind of matters, is going to the point. That means whatever is coming here is going to be late without a shield, but they do have half their team in the air. So you got 2 in the air, 1 on the point. That means there's 3 people coming here, probably without a shield. I would usually try to get in here so you get a good angle towards their back.
Can you push them?
You can also go straight up and over and then, like, attack them this way.
Nice shuttle. Yeah, barrage. Oh.
Alright. Playing. You're playing way too scared. You gotta play as if you had full health. And just stick and move. Stick and move with low hit points.
Best round.
There we go. We got it.
Nice.
Keeps on ticking.
Skip to this part. So far we're seeing some. I would say that the primary issue right now is just decision making and taking the area that's advantageous.
Good tanks, you win.
Yeah.
Go. Go on.
Oh my god, do we have a
Nice,
McCree?
nice,
What the
nice.
fuck? What, do I need to focus the Pharaoh the whole game?
Relax, dude.
I'm one.
Dude, I was the one focusing her the whole game. I didn't
please,
kill
I'm
you.
Man, now you got whiny teammates. Also, when anyone complains about a Pharah when there's other hit scan in the game, understand you're going up against a Pharah Mercy, which is 2 heroes, and if you think it takes 1 heroes to beat 2 heroes, you're going to be sadly mistaken.
Okay, reload mission.
Yeah.
That's a bullshit. I need to focus Pharaoh.
Onwards to victory.
Rise and shine. Thanks, mate.
Mercy is
Yes,
asleep.
please heal me. Heal me.
You should be able to concussive jump straight up there, and it's a little faster. I was gonna say the first attack. I noticed that. Okay.
Nice, Hannah. Good job.
I'm gonna take.
Yeah, you basically weren't using concussive mines on just the tanks at all. Alright, they do have a Doomfist, so, you know, expect some flanking. Keep focus on the tanks.
First valve. Pushing Zarya in. Can you kill Zarya? Care barrage. Nice. Shoot them. Come here, BLT. One can die actually. Jump right side.
You can hear steps on the right side.
Okay.
That works.
Pocket me, please.
Yeah, your target prioritization,
Can you help
like,
Orion?
get out of there. Yeah, get up.
We back up.
Yep. Too greedy.
Is that Mercy?
I mean, you guys had kills. There was no reason to run in there and follow anything up. Like, just let them waste their time.
Anna, you with me?
Is this a win? I don't believe it is. I believe it's a loss.
Oh, you need an enemy, bro.
I also say about your target prioritization. At least get on point.
I'm touching.
Oh, now you're just gonna.
They have no cooldowns. You can come point.
Please stall as long as you can.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Your monkey used ult. I was about to say, like, I mean, if you're that far close to point, just might as well die on point and stall it. Your model's a little bit larger than you think it is, and they can probably see you.
Dragon test here. We have gravity. Anna, can you hear me behind? Yeah, 4 mana. Just 4 mana we go.
There's not much to say about the Doomfist. You just kind of got to hit your shots. But you are, like, you're focusing on the Doomfist and the Pharah. You're focusing on things that are difficult to hit.
Okay.
This looks like Council. I mean, he could be using... actually, I don't think he's using a controller, because...
We'll play for Nano maybe.
I mean, I see E is the trap.
Can
I
you kill him?
Hadi çıkar abi.
Is that like left shift is the other one?
Okay, go. I'm touching.
Need touch, need touch.
I'm touching.
Should try. I'm blocking heals. One Myra.
Doom
Okay.
behind, doom behind, doom behind. Doom behind.
Yeah.
Please, help you heal.
Need touch. Need touch.
Okay.
I'm low, I go pick.
So far it's huge target priority that is your biggest issue.
What's happened there?
Alright. You're running forward.
I'm gonna play close. Can you come? Oh, I'm gonna die here. You need to block to me.
Okay, so I don't mind trapping that side and going over here because you get kind of like a little bit of warning. Just understand, if they are coming up this way, you can get ricochet shots through this gap. But it looks like they're coming straight up this way, so.
Big NP.
Throw down a trap.
Another end.
So, I know you think, and I know everyone thinks Junkrat's super good in those areas, and he's better than he is in, open area. You still gotta land your shots, still use your abilities. Definitely throw trap. More than anything, actually, trap will seal the deal in those cases. Okay, keeping your distance, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm taking damage for Nana. Can you block me, Anna? Oh.
Alright, so the rest of your team needs help. Either you have to commit hard on the flank. It's already going a little... Okay, yep.
Oh, we could retouch.
Well, that was a Moira that just flew straight into you. Alright, someone came up with you a shield. It's a Reinhardt then.
Mercy, can you help me? Go left side, left side. Good help, good help. Anna, can you block me?
So, a little bit of hesitation, like right there. You don't need to be dancing right here. Oh shit, this is going to be fixed next patch. Trying for the fancy shit against the Mercy. Look, if the target's in the air, she's gone. You had a single target there, right, or like I think right in front of you, and you didn't take it. Yeah, he did the thing with Hosei. Yeah, that's right. So, anyone watching this video, they just announced that they fixed the drop tire on the PTR today. You're dead. You're annoyed by that? I mean, they called it a bug. I mean, everyone... Trap. Oh my. Throw a trap. Throw it. Oh my god.
Block me, can you block me, Anna?
Finally.
Mercy one.
And look, you immediately caught something.
Reinhardt one.
Alright, you're playing for the tire, but that's not gonna work.
Nice, Reinhardt dead.
Can you touch?
Can you touch? No.
Okay.
Go touch, McCree.
Maybe, and this part, it's like, alright, what can your team do? Not much.
Touching.
Oh, okay, they had a tank.
Maybe it's winnable.
Like, man, when everything's dead and you start using tires, like, it's bad because your team can't follow up on it, but it's good because maybe your team can follow up on it. And sometimes you get these crazy ass situations where like it's very low numbers against low numbers, and when low numbers happens, anything can happen. Did he go straight at him?
Maybe it's winnable. Kill my ramp point.
Moira dead.
It's Ryan. Ryan one, legit one, how?
I mean, they confirmed super jump as a bug. No, they didn't. They actually confirmed it was a feature.
Nice. Win. Merci. Nice.
Okay, Junk's doing stuff.
I'm finished. Thank you, Will.
They said
Oh,
they
we
said
need to
super
wait.
jump,
No.
guys. Anyone who's saying super jump is a bug, it's not. It was an
Come back,
unintended
come
side
back.
effect, but they're
Come
keeping it in. They called it a feature now.
Anna, pocket me,
Okay,
Anna.
that's good. Am I just am I just now noticing you're reloading? Like you're not shooting as much as you can.
Can you enemy? I'm gonna go point. Enemy.
I'm trying to think.
Bitch. No.
Did he do that often? There's a couple times when I noticed like he wasn't putting a lot of pressure on shields.
Wait, why? You come left. Come left. Go left. Yeah, for mercy, okay.
Yeah, right there. You did it again.
Put the line, it's on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Push them inside.
Yeah, and that's it. This is the big
They're all
mistake
one.
too. Okay. Well, I think we saw what we needed to see. Boop, boop, boop. Where we are, Mr. Reinhardt. Again, I always say action last. Because it's mechanics. Mechanics. It's like McDonald's, but with mechanics. Anyone who really talks or coaches about mechanics, it's really the most useless thing to kind of coach about. Not that it's not important, it's just that really comes with practice. And practice. And for me to just tell you back, oh, get good, blah, it doesn't help you. But I will say, you have room to improve here. I'll just put it like that. Positioning. You need to start understanding. Oh my god, I hate writing like this. What can I say? Weakness? No. What do I want to call it? I'll just say distro. I don't know. I really don't know what to call it. But basically when I was talking about, they have 50% of their team over there. That means 50% of the team is over there, right? You have to start understanding what you don't see can also tell you a lot. So if you saw half their team to the right, and their main shield tank was over there, then you can think, oh, the other half of their team has to come and get with them, and they don't have a shield tank. I should take advantage of that. Or, hey, their tanks are to the left, the rest of the team's to the right. Their team doesn't have high mobility tanks. Let me get to the high ground and just harass the shit out of them, because they can't do anything about it. So you got to start understanding like weakness and team composition and the distribution of forces. What I do, and I'll just say this, like, I just kind of understand it inherently, right? I'm like, ooh, over there, bad for me, bad. Over there, good. And that's it. I just go to the good way. I really don't put too much thought into it because you gotta make these decisions fast and quick. And sometimes fast and quick leads you to getting yourself killed, but that's fine. Like you start understanding the situations better and better. But yeah, that's a big thing. Logistics, for the love of fucking God, trap more. Holy shit, when you're dealing with people in a tight quarters, throw it on a trap. It'll save your ass. If it doesn't, at least like it really stops your momentum. Just constantly trap. There's a couple times when like you're one-on-oneing people, you're going through choke points and tight areas, and you wouldn't throw a trap. Understand that trapping someone can almost ultimately lead to their death, especially in close-in areas when you have allies. And I don't know where to put this concept. But like use all your ammo. It's kind of odd for a like this is actually one of the first videos I've noticed it on where you're only like using part of your clip and then reloading quite often, and it wasn't like you were like shooting a couple times and reloading for a big battle coming up. Like you're in the middle of a fight and you would reload. Also, I guess this is information. Keep pressure on. Keep pressure. Pursue. Keep pressure. As a Junkrat, like you gotta keep shooting. That's man. It's kind of like people call it spam, but like that's part of your mechanic. Is that you have to keep shooting. You have to keep finding ways to keep the damage on the enemy. Keep shooting their shields. Keep shooting them. Just keep on putting out damage. Like I said, with the first attack on the first round, you went to the left side. Yeah, you jumped up and over and you got a trap off. But would have been better is if you just put 2 more shots on them, and then you actually used both concussive mines on the Reinhardt as well. Because at that point, you're putting 500 damage on the shield or the Reinhardt itself. In either case, that's a significant chunk of damage. You were also playing a little, and I don't want to say greedy because you were playing a little scary because you would be the one time you did get punished. You pushed up on the McCree. You didn't respect the fact that he had stun or as a hit scan, and you kind of engaged him close to mid range, like the 10-meter distance, which I would say he's still stronger than you at. Well, you got stunned, so you're close enough to get stunned, which I think he throws at 5 meters, and the AoE is like 3 or 4, so maybe you're close enough. I mean, you're at like 8 meters, it doesn't matter. But you engaged him where he's strong, especially when they know you're coming. Keep your distance and really use ricochets. Rico, I'll just call them Ricos, because if I try to spell ricochet, I'm going to look like an idiot. It's like Rico, ricochet, R-I, what is it, like C-H-E-O-T, I don't know, ricochet. Something like that. How DPS heroes are designed, I always put DPS equals damage. Well, it is. It's damage over time. And I actually mean this like literally, but also figuratively, where it's like you have to focus to stay alive. You have to survive. That way you get the most amount of damage out. DPS heroes are designed to have mobility to allow them to keep damage on the enemy team in most situations. So you have to understand how to use each hero's skill set to keep the damage on them in most situations. With Junkrat, it's ricochets, and then constantly like the movement from high ground to low ground, or back and forth, and then like very quick, silent flanks with the high burst damage. If you keep on trying to do these overt flanks, you're going to get your ass kicked. Yeah, it's survival's big. Keep the pressure on. It's okay to flank or like to defend the flank, and I do this a lot where I'll trap like one side and I'll sit in the back, like there's left and right side. I'll trap one side and I'll kind of like leave it unattended more or less, and I'll keep the pressure with my long range shots. What you were doing is you were keeping like the left side closed down, but you're staying like in this area without putting pressure on the main force. You still need to do your long range game. Man, if there's anything that you really have to do and to understand, it's target priority. By far and large, the biggest weakness you had was target prioritization. Just stop attacking
My genius is
stop attacking the fucking mobility, like the high mobility heroes. You kept on going for the Pharah, you kept on going for the Mercy, you kept on going for the Doomfist. Look, I get like it's really sweet to kill those guys, but your damage is more consistent and more regular and more impactful on the other heroes. And since we're talking about trying to get you to go up in SR, we have to do what's more consistent rather than like what looks cool and feels great. Like I get it, man. Jumping in the air, two-shotting a Pharah, fucking great. I get it. Very low probability, but it's better just to put damage on the tanks, go with the tanks, stick with them, kill what they need help killing with, and then moving on to the next thing, because that's really how you're going to win. So, the distribution of the enemy hero pool and target prioritization, I think, is a big key, and that's what I would focus on if I was this guy. Really start understanding what heroes they have, what they can and can't do, and start internalizing what's safe and what's bad with that lineup. Because that's how I play currently, is that I don't think, oh, they got a McCree, they got this. It's very dangerous to go this way. It's I really don't put all those variables in specifically. I just think there's a lot of hit scan over there. Like just keep set lines to a minimum. That's what I'm thinking. Or like if they got Echo and Pharah, I'm like, all right, let's stick with our team. Let's start pounding their tanks. Let's focus on something else. They're very quick general rules, and that's kind of how rules have to be in your head when you're learning and when you're getting like focus on skill generation, because if you stop and think, you're going to get killed and you're not going to have a chance to get better at anything.